Did you know that most businesses, when switching systems, forget one crucial thing in the process of migration, and that's data migration? Imagine that you're moving a house and all of a sudden you're not moving all of your stuff. You're gonna lose quite a lot. It is a huge mistake. Same thing applies when it comes to data migration. Hi everyone, my name is Stefan. I'm the CEO of Loncom Consulting, a company that specializes helping other businesses migrate data when switching systems. Today, we're gonna talk about data migration and why that service is not being offered enough and why is it such a huge mistake. Stick around because at the end we're going to leave a link to the free resources teaching you and helping you in the migration processes between systems. So let's get started. Alright, let's talk about the elephant in the room. Why do businesses forget about data migration when moving e-commerce platforms, CRM systems, or ERP systems? Well, I think there are two main areas while people, or better said businesses, are a little bit worried about how to migrate the data between the old and the new system. The first one being, businesses are just not aware that it's possible. That's what we specialists in data migration see every day in and out. When we say, oh, do you want to move the data from old to the new system? They're very much surprised saying, oh, I didn't even know that's possible. It definitely is. Of course, depends on the type of the system, whether it's legacy, whether it has an API, whether it has an open kind of database that we can go in, get the data and put it into the new system. So there's a lot of moving factors into the data migration piece, but it can definitely be done. Businesses listening to this, looking to switch system, looking to migrate their data, it is definitely possible. You just need to look into it a little bit more. The second reason comes with complexity. Let's face it, data, not maybe the most interesting topic, and also not the most well cared part of the business in each of the businesses. 10, 11, 12, 20 years, 2 months in data can create a big mess. Change the business means changing data. What if you changed another system and all of a sudden you had to change your SKU codes if you're an e-commerce company? Or you had to change your deal pipelines and deal stages if you're using CRM? Or what about planning when it comes to ERP? So all of these changes definitely will result in data inconsistencies, missing data and unstandardized data. And of course, when you want to go into a new shiny system, whether that's CRM, ERP or a new e-commerce platform, you want to bring the best from your old system. So that's the biggest blocker when it comes to data migration between two systems, that the data is a mess. So before even we need considering data migration, we need to consider data cleanup, data standardization, looking at inconsistencies and all of that. And it's a big task. Sometimes what I'm very much worried about when businesses move and switch systems, they say, oh, let's forget about the data in our old system. No. That's your goal. The insights come from that. Your reporting, your dashboards, everything comes from that old data. So make sure that you migrate it when you move into a new system. Let's talk about another thing. Data is the new gold. That's the truth. Anybody telling you not like that is definitely lying. You need to consider the data is the goal for your business, for your insights, for your reporting, for your dashboards, for your automations, for your team, and so on and so on. What is really data? Data is a piece of information that brings and can be created into statistics that bring in front of you insights. So if you lose all of that data in data migration process, how are you going to lead your business? It's going to result in big problems. It's going to result in inconsistencies. It's going to result in broken workflows, in teams not knowing what they are doing. What I definitely recommend is for you to migrate that data. Data is the new gold, let's face it. So in the switching process of system, data migration comes very crucial. Let's break down the common pain points when it comes to data migrating between two systems. The first one is data cleanliness. Data, as I already mentioned, can be a big mess. Inconsistencies, duplicate records, outdated data, unstandardized data, all of that first needs cleaning up and then inputting into a new system. The second is endless customization. Let's face it, if you've been using already your old system for a while, there's a lot of customization, potentially workflows, automations, integrations, all building and creating that data within the system, talking externally towards the customers, talking to your team with notifications internally or updating records and so on. All of that also needs to be migrated because that data is already being created with those automations. The old system needs to also be created in the new system. And the second one definitely is lack of expertise. Lack of expertise is what we see out there definitely a lot, because there is data migrations are needed. People, businesses move systems quite often, but they don't know that that is possible. So lack of expertise is definitely the one that needs to be inputted on the list, as whether the companies don't have that internal knowledge, neither enough externals like us offer that service. Thankfully, we are in that kind of area of data migration between e-commerce systems, CRM systems, ERP systems, and so on. So if you have any problems with your data migration, there is a contact us link in the description. Feel free to reach out and let's talk about taking your data from one system into the new one. Good news, data migration challenges can be solved with proper planning, enough time, and expertise. Let me share you a quick story about the client that we moved from Magento onto Shopify. The client approached us because they were looking for a better functionality, newer SaaS-based platform like Shopify. They were on Magento already for 11 years and their data needed to be moved from the database in Magento onto Shopify. The client approached us and said, don't worry, this is going to be an easy one. You just export the data and then you import it into Shopify. Whoa. Straight away, when we explored the data in their Magento database, we saw a lot of customizations, a lot of inconsistencies. In 11 years, they changed 3 ERP systems, meaning that they had to change SKU codes 3 times. So a lot of orders had inconsistent SKU codes. If we were to move that into Shopify, which was possible definitely via import and export, the reporting would definitely be a mess. And there was already a problem that they had in Magento, and they thought that Shopify could solve that problem in reporting. Yes, the functionality of reporting in Shopify was much better, but your reporting and dashboard is only as good as the data that is behind it. So the first thing is explain the customer that this is quite a big and complex project. When they realize that, we took a very much stepped approach into migrating them from Magento onto Shopify, looking at product data, looking at collection data, looking at order data, customer data, and moving all of that across. So as you can see in this story of our experience of migrating clients, if this is an e-commerce platform, data migration, that was a big problem, that just they were not aware of what is really in the back end of the system. They thought it was an easy peasy job. In the end, it turned out to be a 2-month project. So there you go, just a prime example how lack of expertise in data migration can be a big problem. And of course, they left their data migration until the end. They reached out to us in the end. And of course, that moved all other times because the web development side of things, the SEO migration, we had to take a step back, assess the data migration and address it first. And then, of course, it resulted into the front end of the new Shopify site, and the web developers developed it in a very nice way because there was a good and quality data in the back of it. These stories are not rare. They are a norm, and that's a little bit unfortunate. So if you're looking to switch systems, whether e-commerce platforms, CRMs or ERPs, and data migration is a key component of it, here are a couple of things that you need to consider. First of all, start early. For the data migration piece, you have to start thinking about it at day one, not the last thing. Data is always complex, as I explained with the previous reasons of inconsistencies, unstandardized data, missing data, a lot of other integrations creating data, automations creating data, and so on. Everything that needs to be replicated in a new system, the earlier that you start, the better the planning is going to be, and you're more likely to meet your deadlines. Second thing is audit your data. That's quite an important step, the step that we always take before any data migration. We take a look at the shape of the data in the current system. How many inconsistencies are there? How messy it is? Are SKU codes standardized? Is your created dates or closed dates, are they standardized? Are they being populated? In which format are they, American or European? There are so many things that we need to consider when it comes to auditing the data. And of course, that's going to impact the complexity of your data migration project. The second thing is map your customizations. If you've been using your current system for 2 months, 2 years, 20 years, doesn't matter how much time, there will be some customizations in that system that are tailored to your business. If you're moving from SaaS to SaaS or legacy to SaaS, you will need to consider those customizations. That's everything when it comes to workflows, automations, data population, team use, and so on and so forth. So you need to map all of these customizations. You need to find its new home in the new system and see how it transfers. In the data migration process, that transfer is also very crucial. So map your customizations after auditing your data to be able to assess the complexity and the duration of the data migration project. The fourth step is test, test, and test. You can't just get the data from the old system and input it into the new one. No, you first have to have a little batch of data and push it into the new system. See how the new system behaves, see whether you missed anything, see whether anything can be improved, any data can be created, any data can be added, any data can be cleaned up, and so on. So test before that big migration. Of course, the more records that you have, it's going to take more time just because of technical complexity to move all of that data. So we always try to test on a smaller batch, let's say newer data, 5-year-old data and 10-year-old data, to be able to see how the new system behaves when that new data is coming in. And the last thing, hire experts. That's definitely our recommendation, whether that's just consulting and top level telling you all the process and what you need to take in the data migration between two systems, or hire somebody like us, Loncom Consulting, people that specialize in data migration between CRMs, ERPs and e-commerce platforms. Why hiring experts for a small consultation or for the whole data migration piece? It's just going to be easier. In the long run, it's going to save you money, it's going to save you problems, it's going to save you blockers, and you're going to definitely in the end meet the time and the timeline of the data migration process and the overall migration process of switching systems. So here's a quick recap. We started this video asking, why are data migration services not being offered? Well, complexity is one thing, lack of expertise, all of these sorts of things do cause the data migration services being offered are very rare. But we here at Loncom Consulting, we do that day in and day out. We have a team that specializes in data migrations, so we can seamlessly migrate you between two systems. Any system changes that you're facing, feel free to reach out. Let's have a chat, let's have a conversation about how we can help you move your data and maybe some other parts of the system into the new platform. If you found this video helpful and if you learned something, please hit like and subscribe buttons. This helps this channel move forward, to share more about data migration, to share more about systems, to more about data analytics and everything that a business needs when it comes to data. And also, if you check the link in the description, you will see that there is a free content where we give, as data migration experts, our advice on how to approach every single data migration. So make sure to check it out. Remember, the data is foundation of your business, something that needs addressing, something that needs migrating when switching systems. It's your gold, it's a source of your insights, it allows reporting, it allows dashboards and everything important to run a business. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.